I almost died again.
Let's
Did you actually?
Let's go.
James just keeps putting himself in more and more outrageous situations so he can start the episodes.
No, I just had a really. I always get bloat. I always get blowed knees around this time of year, and
That's Courtney's new nickname.
Yeah, I get nose bleeds around this time of year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, and
I thought bloat knees might have been like a thing. I don't know.
I was doing my normal morning route. Wait, what?
No, my knees. My knees are broken.
Well, also that because the weather's changing and my arthritis is killing me. So technically that too.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, what if it was like, or you know, like if you have strokes or fucking heart things, your legs go like weird or like start engorging or something. I thought maybe it was like you have bloated knees. I don't know, man.
The number one
Soccer
sign of a
balls
heart
on his
attack, you
knees.
turn into Squidward in the episode where he eats too many Krabby Patties.
Yeah, your legs are just filled to the brim with celery.
With heart attack
Yo,
juice.
in 1999, that was a joke, but now that is what every girl looks like.
Why'd you do fucking chills?
Chills
complaining about
goes on a
women.
weird meninist rant.
Yeah, and chills with the
All
meninist
women are so
allegation.
fat.
Did
Body
you know,
positivity is a scam.
as a man, it is so hard to get a date on Tinder, but as a girl, they can have the pick of their crop.
As long as they have
13
big
trad
boobies.
This morning I was doing my normal bathroom routine. I got in the shower, I showered, I brushed my teeth in the shower, I brushed my body in the shower, I bent over to let the shower fuck my butthole clean of all the
Yep,
poopy.
that's a classic.
Nice.
I got out and
Get in my anus.
dunked my balls in my toilet. And then I went over to my sink and I went to go blow my nose. And I bent down, I blew my nose. And then I felt something spray all over my face. And I was like, oh,
Jeez.
that sucks. That didn't, what was
Damn.
that? So many
I don't know
boogers.
about that.
I had so many boogers up in there. That's crazy.
The boogers per second were going crazy.
Yeah,
BPS.
yeah.
BPS, yeah.
And then I looked up in the mirror and it looked like I just got fucking, someone threw blood on my face.
Got sodomized.
Yeah.
Do you ever, whenever that happens, though, do you kind of look at yourself in the mirror and you make like a badass face, like you just like fought off like six
I
dudes?
immediately thought I was dying. That was my initial reaction.
You should have
Okay.
punched the mirror like in Cyberpunk. You know, like,
Yeah, exactly. Because the last time that happened to me, that's what I fucking had a massive nosebleed or something,
you
and it
looked
like
in the
sprayed
mirror
all over
with
my
a
face.
scowl.
And I looked at it as though I just fought off like a whole bunch of guys from trying to have sex with my mouth. And it felt really cool. Anyway, go on.
Yeah,
I almost passed out.
Me too. This morning.
That made me laugh.
So I looked up and I was like covered in blood. I was like, oh fuck. And then I get nosebleed, so I wasn't that worried. But I was like, oh shit, that's a lot of blood. So then I plugged up my nose, and then I plugged up my nose, and this has never happened where it just all started going down my throat, and I was like looking forward. So like
I hate that feeling.
which that is, but like I was looking down, which normally it is, but there was so much blood that it was just like fully.
You're recycling.
And then I had to, and then I was, it gave me like a gag reflex, and then I had to open my mouth, and then blood was coming out of my mouth. It was crazy. And then my other nostril started bleeding. And 2 nostril nosebleeds are not very common and very not good.
And not very chill.
Yeah.
Not epic.
Number 1, 2 nostrils.
You
So then
nosebleed.
I plugged that nostril, and then it was getting to the point immediately where I could see the napkin was like so saturated that the part that I could see in my peripheral that wasn't in my nose was getting covered in blood, like it was soaking all the way. So then I took one out, and I have a picture that I sent Andrew that we could potentially put up. It's up to you guys, but
I want to see it. I don't know if we can put it up. Maybe that's a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
just slap the picture in the Discord
Here, I'll
when
send it to
this
you guys.
episode goes
Yeah.
live.
Ah. Yeah, no, we're not putting that in. Ah.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be your
God.
face.
No. So
That
I
looks insane.
I pulled that out of my nose, and that entire fucking brain stem came out with it. It was probably 6 inches of blood clot, and then my stomach like dropped into my feet, and I was like, okay, I'm dead. This fucking
This is the end.
Ram-
bozo,
Afterlife.
it's over. But then so I took that out, and you know, normally a nosebleed, even like a heavy one, is like it's running, you know, it's like sliding down the inside of your nostril. It's like, you know, a river. This was I looked down and my entire nostril was just a jet stream of blood that was flying, like shooting out of my head. And it was real. I was like, oh, I'm like brain hemorrhaging. Like what the fuck?
That is the first thought that comes to mind when you have a nosebleed is that your brain is melting.
Your brain
out
is
of your nose.
Yeah, it was just fucking
This has to come from
terrifying. And then I started getting dizzy and stuff, so I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I just need someone on the phone with me. I'm gonna die. And my mom was like, what?
You learned from last week.
Yeah, I didn't call the ambulance. I called mommy.
You should call those guys.
Yeah, the
Mommy,
same
I'm
guys,
dying,
the
Mommy.
same
Yeah, I should
squad
have got
rolls
that
up.
ambulance guy's phone number.
Yeah. The EMTs. The EMTs.
Hey, do you want to squad up for Rocket League?
And also, can you help me?
And also,
it
I
hurts.
think I'm dying again.
So then my parents and both my parents like rushed over to like come chill with me, and yeah, shout out my parents. And then my mom like started cleaning my whole apartment. Shout out moms. So
Shout out
very
moms.
epic. But
I hope she did not find the fucking weed stash.
the piss drawer.
well, that's what I'm about to get to. But there wasn't really like any grand climax. But that I went from thinking I was dying to having explosive diarrhea the next day to then getting a really bad stomach virus this week, and like I woke up like convulsing from like I had like 103-degree fever, and then this morning I woke up to this like monstrosity of a nosebleed, like the worst nosebleed I've had in my entire life, and like I get really bad nosebleeds every year around this just because of the change of season.
Is that what the cause is? Is it just like the weather?
I guess like this one was really bad, so I don't know what, but yeah, usually around March or April I just get a couple really fucking fucked nosebleeds for some reason.
Yeah.
And then my parents came and my mom cleaned and I ate Chinese food and drank water and then I felt better. But then
Let's go.
honestly, my body is starting to disintegrate and I'm extremely scared. So I'm going sober again and I'm trying to get my shit right cuz I feel like I've got to the point where I'm not a kid anymore and my body can't withstand anything, and like it's time to like I really feel like I'm doing now permanent damage like every time I eat a Big Mac.
No, I feel like
There's no the cells aren't rejuvenating anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm just killing them off. There's no like reinforcements coming anymore.
Yeah, I do think about this a lot.
Your body is alone at Helm's Deep.
As
real.
a child, I think about how I'd be able to slam like bags of candy, and like when I'd go to Taco Bell, yes, bags of cocaine. And when I'd go to Taco Bell, I would literally 5 Mexican pizzas just in one sitting, and like I'd feel nothing. Like I would just feel like on top of the world. But now, if I even overeat a little bit, for some reason, I wake up with a hangover. Like, do you boys ever get that? Like when you eat like shit, you wake up with a hangover.
Yeah.
So I feel you there.
no,
I know how the
but,
body
yeah.
cannot withstand just junk eating
Like
anymore. It
yeah,
fucking sucks.
It's just hitting it's hitting that time of life where it's not cool anymore.
Yeah,
I felt
my
that's
doctor
weird,
was like,
energy
"Hey, yo,
drinks.
you got high blood pressure," and I was like, "All right, sick."
That's the weird
Time
thing.
to
That's
fix
good,
that."
right?
I have no, I
I got
have
a lot of
nothing.
blood.
High score.
I'm in the top percentile.
I have. I got my blood work done last year, and I like requested them to do everything because usually they only do like small amounts, but they took like 10 vials of blood and they tested me for fucking everything. Tested me for like AIDS and shit.
Oh damn!
And
They did blood work and cum work.
nothing. There's
And
nothing
I
wrong
have
with me.
AIDS.
I don't even have like high blood pressure or anything. Like everything is totally normal, but every day
Yeah.
my body feels like it's. I'm
Finds a
living
new way to
inside
break.
Brendan Fraser in the hit movie The Whale.
The
Just
big
in
guy.
that one frame that everybody keeps sharing.
The one frame from the movie.
Dude, aren't calories insane?
Yeah.
Like someone could tell you
hate
if you eat this. If you eat this little toy race car, it'll be 41 calories. What the fuck? Like, how did we figure that out?
There's a Joel Haver video that I recommend everybody go watch because I think about this every time I look at the back of any packaging.
Yeah.
It's you guys have probably seen it, but it's how calories were just how they came up with it, and they're trying to. I don't remember the specifics. Basically, the punchline is like they get to it, and it's just a very tiny man because the calories make no sense. Like I always think about that because they really don't. It's like the serving size is like a fucking speck. You want me to eat a speck?
It's to
and then
do-
I'm gonna gain 30 pounds.
Well,
It could be. I don't remember the specifics of it, but it's something to do with like if you like set it on fire or burn it, it's how much energy it like.
It probably
outputs.
that sounds right. Yeah.
What?
I know that
Yeah.
sounds weird. They did it on MythBusters because they did it to see how much. The meme was that, or the myth was. Sorry, not the meme. They should have one called
Meme
MythBusters.
busted.
The meme was that the old saying the mum says were like, oh, the you want some like sugary cereal, and she's like, oh, the cardboard's better for you than the cereal. So they were like, we're gonna try and figure out the caloric content of the cardboard box that the cereal's in. And I think in order to do that, they'd like mush it into like a paste and then like try and burn it and see how like much energy
sounds
it
like a
gave out
fun
when it burned.
job.
It was some weird shit like that. Anyway, that kind of do be how calories be doing.
Yeah. Speaking of Dog the Bounty,
yes.
I was talking to Andrew. This is a quick one. I was talking to Andrew the other day about OCs.
This motherfucker?
Yeah, this
That
motherfucker.
motherfucker right there.
Seas.
For all our
This guy right
artists
next to
out
me?
there, we were talking about OCs, and
Oh.
I was curious. That's a original character. I have no idea, but Andrew coined the term. I think. What
I
is
think
it,
it just
Andrew?
means
Yeah,
original.
Andrew came up
Doesn't
with
it just
it.
mean original
Yeah.
character?
I don't know.
Yeah, it
Kudos
means
is the artist.
It's your own character you make up that usually like artists will draw a shitload of, like, you've got your character that you just really fuck with, and maybe it's like part of a universe already, like, oh, here's my custom My Little Pony character, my original character, or my original Sonic character, or it's just a character you drew that for your own world that looks really cool, and you just you like drawing them because you designed it, so it's fun for you.
Well,
It's just a way to
Speaking
like
of-
insert yourself into your art, basically.
So I guess this is a little different, but I was wondering because I was talking to Andrew the other day and I realized I've just been drawing the same little guy since I was like 4 years old, just on anything. Like I just not all the time, but like since I was like four, just for no reason when I get bored or like my mind goes somewhere else, I just draw this guy. And I never realized that I've been drawing him my whole life and he's always looked the same. And I think Andrew said that he didn't particularly have one, but I was wondering if you guys did, and I can show you mine.
I do.
If you would
like
like
to
to
see
see
it.
I'll
it.
show you mine too. I have a whole book of them right here.
This is my important tax document return enclosed, so just blur around my original character.
Okay, I'll blur around your
James's
original
OC.
character.
But
It's James's
It's his OC.
I've been drawing.
What's
I've
his
been
name?
drawing this.
Can we get some
spiky- I
fan
guess
art
it's
of
just me.
James's
I don't
OC?
know. I have no idea when or why I started drawing him, but
What's his
he's
name?
my boy.
Actually, speaking of fan art, super
I don't know.
quick,
I don't know. I think he's just me.
Just super quick
have no
just
idea,
about the
though.
fan art, because we've gotten some great fan art. James has requested from now on to only be drawn in the Family Guy style.
I did not request that. I did not request that.
of our fan artists out there.
If you draw me as Peter Griffin, I'll kill myself.
Someone already did that.
If
Put
you-
it up here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, killed
I think
themselves
it
or
was
Peter
Prez.
Griffin?
Wasn't it
Peter
Prez who did that?
No, yeah, that was funny. I like that. Never mind. Draw me as Peter Griffin.
I've never laughed so hard at just like a sketch before that shit had me pissing my pants.
That was very funny. Yo, Kudos made a
What you got
3D
on your
plushie of his.
I did. No, so we got
Yo, I
this little guy
fucked that.
a couple of years ago. His name's Miss. No, not Miss Chips. That's my cat. This guy's name's Lil Mans. I got it for him as a present a couple of years ago, and he's just such a fun little guy that we draw him all the time. And now it's like every time we have to draw something, we draw it. So these are actually ones from Emily's that I saved, but I've drawn a shitload in her books as well. Here's a bunch of him. Oh Jesus, there's a lot of them.
Little Mans.
Little
Yo!
Let's
Yo.
Little
go.
man!
We were
horse.
doing fantasy ones for a while.
Yeah.
There's some as
I
a
love
centaur, as a fairy, and some elves.
Yeah.
There was a,
For
there was a
real.
birthday one, I think.
I love Little Mans.
That's epic.
I love Little
That's epic.
Here's him as a maid.
Kudos is that's kind of like it's kind of like Adventure Time-ish, and then mine is kind of just
Yeah.
like if you gave a pencil to a fuck and cut their arms off and made them draw it with their mouth.
It's like
Which is funny because that's what happened. What?
My OC is Michael Jackson.
Is it actually?
Real
I-
dude.
I know. Well, when I
It got to you
when I was-
early, bro.
Yeah. Well, as a kid, I think I've talked about this on BeefBoys before, but I had like a very irrational fear of Michael Jackson. I just thought he was gonna break into my house and rape me, and like it persisted into adulthood, where I would just start
that before.
Yeah, I would start drawing him, and when I worked in sales, he became like our inside joke. We had like a whole whiteboard filled with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I didn't have like a little guy I defaulted to, but if I was drawing little like stick figures, I almost always for some reason give them the little like Viking horn helmet That was like my
that's
go-to.
cool.
Every
I like
single
that.
time I would default to that, and then that would generally end up me like drawing a little Viking battle.
So
just,
Andrew's-
people,
Everyone's just got, like, a
Andrew's a little
car.
Viking guy. And see, Andrews and Kudos are cool. Andrew's got like a little Viking guy. Kudos got a little Adventure Time guy. And then the Doplex has a pedophilic Michael Jackson, and I have a fucking hot dog with a fucking orange on top and
Spiky hair.
spiky hair.
That you drew in your important text documents.
Yeah. Where do you guys think Michael Joe's?
Just move on.
Michael Jones.
No, where do you guys think the rest of Michael Jackson's nose is? Like, who has that meat like in their fridge somewhere?
I
You know, because
imagine it's
he has like 1/4 of his nose left because he got so many.
Yeah.
Like, no way he goes in and someone doesn't like, yo, let me get Michael's left nostril. I just want to.
I'll hold on to that.
Yeah, let me
like
just.
sold at auction.
Yeah, they just keep it in their freezer.
Yeah.
I was a bit young and smelly when that happened. What was? Well, not that any of you guys are that much older. Than
I don't even
me.
think I was. Yeah.
But like, what was the problem with his nose? Was it to do with his disorder? Did he just have so much plastic surgery it like fell off?
Yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
he just constantly got surgery on it because he was like
Yeah.
insanely
Super
like
self-conscious?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was living the
mostly what I know is
cyberpunk
from South
lifestyle.
Park and Newgrounds
Bro,
animations.
but his like final
the
fucking
M&M.
his final evolution of his nose would scared me as a kid. Like it looked
Oh,
like
yeah.
if he walked into you, your eye would pop out on the end of it, and he would just like walk away with it. Like it would like stab it would like stab
would
your eye,
skewer
and
you.
suck it
Yeah.
out of your head. It's so pointy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what.
It is
that's
kind
what
of
I'm
crazy,
scared of.
like how much like people's neuroses are amplified when they have money. Like there must have been a lot of other people who suffered from similar childhood trauma as Michael Jackson, but they just didn't have infinite money and power to get 50 nose jobs.
Make his vice. Yeah, nose jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who have to just suffer through being like, having some kind of
Traumatized.
crazy trauma and then
Yeah.
just being poor, so you can't do anything wacky
You
with
can't
it.
get nose jobs.
It's so upsetting.
I know. Hey, let them cook. Give poor people more. That's why we need Andrew Yang, who's the official presidential candidate of the Beef Boys, and his universal basic income.
Universal nose
Universal
job fund.
basic nose job. Yeah. I want them to shave my penis into the shape of Michael Jackson's nose. Just like a horribly pointy,
little point.
brittle,
Yeah.
fucking
with
spear.
nostrils that bleed.
The rest of it in the refrigerator, babe.
Do you think anyone got a body mod where they like add extra dick holes to their dick so they like triple cum shot?
Ah,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
actually, yeah, that is a
like a
thing.
really-
That is a thing.
Like a fucking,
Let's
like,
fucking
fountain.
go.
Just kind of goes like.
Yeah.
it's like one of those hoses that you like the sprinkler hoses where you just stab like a hose with a bunch of holes so it like
Oh,
sprays
right,
all over
yeah.
your garden.
Well,
Let's
that's the
do
thing
that.
too.
So
Like,
you like get a attachment to the base of your penis, so you can
Oh,
like
yeah.
you can switch it to like mist mode or
Or
like
spray
so
power
you're like,
wash.
I would
Yeah.
do that.
Dude, I wish that was a thing.
Me
I would
too.
totally
That'd be
power
kinda
wash
epic.
piss. Yeah.
babe, I'm gonna give you this the mist piss, the mist cum.
Shave her skull. Shave into her skull.
Doplex,
Yes,
You're
hey,
gay.
it's me.
you prepared
gonna say
something
that.
for this episode that I'm quite excited for.
Yes, I did. So, as you may know, if you're in our Discord server, link in description. It's been 2 years since we've
It's
started
been-
this little thing here.
2 years.
Yeah, it's
Beefiversary.
Yeah, it's the
Happy
Beefiversary.
Beefiversary.
Beefiversary, and I've
Congrats,
got
guys! It's
Yeah,
been 2 years of this.
yeah. Here, a round
Me
of
when
applause for the
beef
boys.
anniversary.
Do it for beef. Let him cook. Do it for beef.
Shout out.
So I've
Shout out.
prepared a tier list of epic and based beef moments for us to go over and sort of reminisce
Ooh.
and grade them on how dearly we hold
This
them. in our
isn't out of
brains.
narcissism. We made this
Yes,
like 30 minutes before the episode just to have
Yeah.
a cool segment. So
Yeah, I
we,
had to
we didn't
rush
sit
to
here
get
and
this done,
ruminate for a
so.
week on like, all right, what are the best?
When did I
Obviously,
really?
they're
How
all
basic
good.
are
epic
we?
are we?
Obviously, they're all good, but what are the very best moments of our podcast?
That being
Yeah.
said, all of these are probably going to be in the top 4 slots. I don't. This isn't one of those tier lists where it's going to be like,
no, I'm going to be brutal.
Wendy's, that's going in the detail. No, like, it's mostly just for us to like go over some old bits with some structure. Obviously, with the best, the top ranking Beef Boys moment of all time that everyone always brings up, the dog jacker offer.
The dog jacker offer.
Absolute classic Beef Boys meme. I think we can all agree. We still talk about it to this day. That's S tier.
It did make me laugh when I thought about it.
Offer.
I can't actually remember it at all. If I'm being honest.
Isn't that dude was fucking his dog in the face or whatever?
I'm the cool
I still
uncle
remember
now.
Yeah, and Andrew's impression also made me laugh really hard. So I thought that would be a good.
Let's
Thanks,
put it in
Rex.
C for cum.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's put in C for couldn't remember it.
Or
No,
D for dog.
that's you, bro. I could remember it.
All right, we put that.
Okay.
In C. All right, that's a good basis. What's
Full
next?
or fizzy?
Full or fizzy? That to me is an S tier.
That
that's
has a
sex
special
advice.
place in my heart because
Yeah.
you guys are like the 4th group of friends I've got to introduce that to, and through doing that, it's now reached an audience of thousands. So
Yeah, it is really funny too.
I am
That
biased,
whole-
but for me that one is an S. Just having Chumbo, whatever the fuck his name is, broken sex tips reverberate
Finest
across
sex
the
tips.
internet.
No, don't be full or have any fizzy.
Don't have 69 when you're full or had fizzy.
I'm fine with it being an S.
I would
or
go A.
but it's definitely high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An A. It hasn't had the sticking power of some of these other ones. But
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I do.
sure. I
I
think
do
that's
love
fair.
it and look back on it very fondly. But I mean, it's a 4-panel, bro. How good could it be? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
That
but
has
you
nothing
got to
to
think
do with
with that in mind, the fact it was a 4-panel moment and it was still really funny. I don't know. Had
I
legs.
don't know.
I was just
legs.
joking. The 4-panel has nothing to.
Yeah. No.
full panel.
Let's
full
see.
panel.
Let's see where the S ends up and see if it because there's some in here that are like that had like that's a
Yeah.
pinnacle beef.
I got
Yeah.
one fucking locked and loaded that's easy S, but I won't bring that up to its time. Okay, what is this next one?
Well, Well, this one's the next one's the tomato story.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's I couldn't read it, but yeah, that's definitely S
That's
too.
obviously
Yeah.
S tier. That's gotta
That's
be S tier.
easy.
I say
That's
D.
No, that's
That's-
S tier.
I look back on that
Specifically
story
because-
so
But
it doesn't
it's-
embarrass me, but I was so unfunny back then, bro. It was so
No,
such
my-
a bad.
that
No,
is-
dude, that
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 is
was
still,
one
I
of the
think,
hard-
one of that's like the highlights of Beef, in my opinion. Not only that, but to the point where it's still referenced.
Oh
like,
yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah.
we
Shout
still have-
out the Discord.
it's
Yeah.
still like if I want to show someone like, hey, here's a sample of
Yeah.
beef, I'll like that's one of the ones I'll pull up. Like
Yeah.
that. I think the 2 times I've laughed the hardest off the top of my head is not to spoil a future tier list entry, but that and actually no, I'll save it for when we get there. That is
Okay.
one of the 2 times I've laughed the hardest I can think off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I think I've definitely heard it referenced too much, and I think there's other ones that I'm like, oh man, I wish people would reference this. But as far as like
What the fuck?
memorable beef moments, I mean, it's an
What?
S.
Are you
like-
saying there's something better than James having intercourse with a tomato?
Yeah, dude, I'm allowed to say that. What you can't?
What the fuck? You
No,
can't
I'm
say
just
that.
I've heard it referenced too much. I wish people reference all of my stories
All
instead.
of my stories.
The time
my
I
funny
fucked a
stories.
tomato.
I feel like well, I guess that's the thing with any
Andrew
joke.
gets jealous
but-
and fucks a cantaloupe.
Guess what I did?
Have you guys? All right, well, that's more normal. Have you guys ever done that?
A candle? No, I've never had
No.
sex with any vegetable, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
I've done
never
the
fucked a
classic
melon?
like. No, I never.
Have
fucked a
you?
melon.
Yes.
Wait, are you
what?
saying you have?
That's like a
Happy
classic
anniversary.
coming of age. You fuck a melon and you fucking
fuck a melon.
you watch
No, it is
lesbian
not.
porn and you fuck melons. Everyone does that.
I don't think we had enough
You
melons
know,
in my
the
house.
classic teenage moment of being in your bathroom with a cantaloupe on your penis and
Yeah.
lesbian porn before you.
See that one's a little. You gotta be like, hey mom, can I have a sweet melon? Would you mind going to that? Because you're like 11. You're like, mom, I heard that cantaloupe's really good for you. Would you mind picking me up one from the food
Buy
store?
me a melon.
Really good for my penis. I mean, good for my body.
That's gonna be
Yeah, you're
Brendan
like 11
Fraser's
trying
next
to get-
movie.
Yeah.
The coming of age story about fucking melons.
Hey, that would kill. Is farting in the dick in this? I don't think it is.
Oh,
I think
forgot
farting in the
about
dick
that
is
one.
one of my favorite moments.
Yeah,
Because that was all of us. That wasn't just like that was that was like one of our first good bits. I feel like.
Yeah, well, there's that one, and then Fred the Pussy Monster, and then the whole "and we're back" meme, which Andrew brought up. But I could not for the life of me find where they were to actually like include a screenshot.
That's
of
fine.
them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
so
yeah.
there's a lot of moments that have been not retconned. But
In my heart, farting in the penis out the anal fart out the ass 1,000 ways to die is a S tier. Is a S tier.
Was
I
that
should have included
episode
that.
1? I
No,
know that's a
that was
very, very
episode-
That was
early
like
that was
two or
episode
three.
5.
was
it?
it?
Oh,
Five?
sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know it was an early.
It was
beef
3 or
moment,
5. It was I'm absolutely positive, but I don't remember which one. But it's 3 or 5.
Also, some of the one of those, I don't think it's on here, but for some reason it's one of those things that's like stuck in my brain for way longer than it should. And it's just the intro to one of the first episodes with Topix has the synthesizer on. And he goes,
the ass.
Funnily enough, that is
that
also
was-
episode 6.
Really
That was
tickled me.
yeah. Well, that's the opening to the tomato episode.
Oh.
That'll be why.
But that was very close to being if you hear in our intro, which shout out all the people that are giving props on the intro. Like I've seen a lot of people commenting
The
like
boys
every
went
week
sicko mode on that.
like not that we all worked on it, and me and Andrew worked really closely on it, and everyone had input. But that was one of the most fulfilling things I've ever personally edited, and I really appreciate everyone shout saying they fuck with it. But that
shit's epic.
the aliens fucking me in the ass was very close to being Doplex's like calling. Like we all have our own like little like voice line in the mix, like the music for the intro, and that was almost Doplex's. It was very close. But I
was
do
gonna
like
put that
the
in.
one you have now.
But just the thought of having coming in my ass
yeah.
every episode
Coming in
between
my
It's a hard
ass.
sell.
Yeah.
The next one's just Andrew Miller.
Probably a B.
It's Andrew's. It's Andrew's rap career.
Yeah,
Specifically.
Andrew's
Yeah,
rap
Oh,
career.
it's my
Which,
rap career.
I'm very much in support of Andrew's rap career. I think he's the greatest
you,
white
guys.
rapper to ever live.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
would-
Hidden
I would
gem
rate
in
it
the
white
community.
Christian rapper.
White Christian
no,
rapper. Yeah.
No offense, Andrew, but until I would have said this is probably a C or a D. But the last instance of Andrew Miller with your
I'm from the east, but I got love for the west.
Yeah, your YouTube
Yeah.
Shorts campaign really won.
YouTube
won a
Shorts
lot of people
campaign
over.
really won me over. So I'd say
Yeah.
that's an A now, probably.
I'm cool with an A for Andrew.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that
appreciate
works.
that.
A for Andrew.
After the party.
Okay,
That's an S
That's
tier
S.
for me.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
easy.
That is
Yes, we
my-
still reference
If
that.
there was
to
That
this
is
S+,
day.
my
it would
all-time favorite bit. That is like,
And-
bar none, one of my favorite bits.
You know what's
Same.
crazy is we episode 8 was so obviously it's not up at if you were there you were
rest in
there, if
peace.
you're not whatever, but it's not up anymore. But episode 8 was probably still to this day our best episode we ever did. And we were like, how are we gonna we should just quit, fuck this, like we can't.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the next episode 9 was
On the
after the
horizon.
party we go into McDonald's.
Going to McDonald's.
Without that, the podcast wouldn't have survived the peak
Exactly.
and valley of episode 8.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
sorry, you can't. We don't even have a backup, so it's. But
yeah, sorry.
you know,
It's gone
It's
forever.
pretty
have to find it.
frustrating.
Yeah.
But after the party,
We
are
go into
Going to
S
S tier.
yeah,
Yeah.
Easy S.
yeah.
easiest. The fact that Jumping
feels
still
sad.
has like this. Honestly, your soundboards should both be on here as well. Now that we
Oh,
think about
yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
the fact that
I should
that
include
is
the
still-
randomizer too.
Yeah, true.
Randomizer's easy. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Okay, we totally should have.
Yeah, we'll do it
This
again
for
one
the
day.
new-
We'll do. We'll
Hey,
do it
minutes
feel
before,
free,
fuck it.
feel free to make your own beef tier list with like a much more filled out series of events
Yeah.
if you guys want to. Because I
Yeah.
personally would
literally
love
made
to
this
see.
in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I would love to
Yeah.
see what like people's ideas of moments and bits are, because you only see people reference things every once in a while. So I'd be curious to see what the community's idea of like
Yeah.
quintessential
And-
beef moments are.
And we can upload this tier list maybe with a few extras after the episode, and people can make their own and post it to the Discord.
Oh, that's
or
true.
wherever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's do
yeah.
that.
Let's freaking do it. Yeah, I think we can like share it. Or,
do it, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what this next one is. James Heart Attack. I don't particularly remember what that is.
That's where you tried Vegemite and you
Oh,
Oh yeah.
keeled over live on the episode.
they gave me
fun. I
like
like that
cramps and shit. I feel like that's
Yeah.
a B. That was a solid little.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
fun one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not anything special, but it was funny.
Yeah.
I must have an aversion to salt or some shit because
I think so.
Oh yeah.
that nearly took me out, and then eating a sub while high on marijuana did take me out.
It did take you out.
So we remember this, but this might be a deep cut for other people. The Minion tub.
I kind of have
Minion
mixed feelings on
tub.
this because I think it came out that it was like at the time there was
fake.
enough. It felt
that's
pretty
right.
fake. Oh, so
Yeah.
at the time it felt pretty genuine, but then
Yeah.
because there was only 2 videos and both of them were like, yeah, I could see like a very young
Yeah.
child or a child with particular curiosities being this obsessed with minions, but then they like really pushed the meme way too hard in future ones, and it was like, okay, this is clearly a piss take. And then they showed up in a Cold Ones video, which is really weird.
What the
Oh.
fuck?
The Santa one where they delivered merch to
That's
like
right,
people around
yeah, I
Melbourne.
forgot
They
about
were
that.
in the mums in that one, which is clear like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're definitely
That is-
taking the piss
Oh.
now.
Well, with that in mind,
Interesting.
how do we rank this? Because I mean,
Well,
at,
that's
the,
the thing-
at the time, it was really funny,
D.
and I really enjoyed talking about it. Yeah, we can go
I
D,
say
just
D.
for the
I'd say
deception.
D.
Yeah.
Literally just
D for
D
deception.
for deception. That's good. Because
Yeah.
if it was still legit, if she'd only posted those 2 and no more, I'd have been like, this is a good ass fucking a good ass
Yeah.
creamy meme. But the fact
It's
that it was
an
put
internet
on,
bookmark.
it was well put on, but put on nonetheless.
Yeah.
Spartan high school style.
Spartan high
School style.
That shit still makes me laugh.
It is funny.
And like, yeah, just all of us watching it and reacting to it in real time, like that was a really funny moment.
How many of you guys had seen it before? I can't remember.
I had never seen it until you showed
I had
me,
never
but
seen it.
You showed it to me like before this episode, and I remember that was like such an impromptu thing because like we brought it up and I was just like, can we watch Spartan High School style?
yeah.
I-
that is one of those memes that like that's from what like 2011 or 12 and
Yeah,
somehow
12.
it's
Yeah.
still funny today 11 years
Yeah.
later. There's not many other videos you can say from that period are.
Just
So,
how shit
shut the
like
fuck-
starts to break the fourth wall and like the editing software gets cooked.
yeah, whatever
can tell
fucking
she just
AI
gave up
they
by
used
the
to
end of
edit it, fucking, it's just throwing. It's like throwing in frames from 3 minutes before somehow, just in the.
She did that thing where you're like when you're editing where you're like, oh, I'll work on this later. So she pushed it to the side, but then forgot because it was like
Forgot it in
5
the
likes.
I
It was like
forgot
too
about
high
that.
up on her fucking.
That's actually
Premiere
probably
layers.
it was probably up over something. That's probably is what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. So anyway,
So where
shout
do we
the
I
fuck
would
out to
say-
her.
Spartan High School style?
In reference to everything, I would put it at a very strong B, but that's just me.
I'd say that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with
in
it.
terms of beef as a whole, not a lot of impact, but it's
Yeah.
just
I agree.
a piece of online culture, very funny. So yeah, beef's good.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Beef
it.
for beef for beef.
B for beef
B for Barton
for
by Bull
beef.
Violence.
on a mountain.
Oh,
Do we ever
Yes.
talk about the mountain episode? Like
we never
afterwards?
talked about the mountain episode, but the experience of us climbing a mountain and recording an episode up there is not only one of the highlights of beef for me, but one of the highlights
too.
of my life.
Me
So,
too.
like,
I
that was
really
such a
loved
cool-
that. Then that,
Yeah,
that was
that
a,
was
that was
so
a pretty. It
Yeah.
wasn't as difficult as the hike we were going to do, but it was like that was not a. It wasn't just like a hill. Like we really. There were
really
It was
climb
like,
the
I mean,
mountain.
that hit slope is like straight up.
yeah. Me and Andrew were nearly dead by the time we got to the top.
Yeah, but just,
It's a
just
shame.
that
It's
whole
a shame
day
the
was
wind
epic.
was as windy as it was because I felt
Yeah.
that did make the audio like a bit cooked. But it was under
Yeah.
like we
Yeah.
told some fucking really funny stories over there.
Yeah.
We
just
did,
the
yeah.
fact we were on a fucking mountain all hanging out together was kind of wild.
Yeah. it was-
Yeah.
And fucking Courtney was being chilling, and none of the mics. We brought so many mics, and none of them worked, so everyone had to hold their
Yeah.
phone.
We just used our
I had to put my
phones,
phone under my shirt, like holding it
too.
like the whole time so that it
Yeah.
didn't like catch too much wind.
Yeah.
I think
And
on the
thank God it didn't like stop recording midway through or some shit.
That would have
Yeah.
sucked.
dude, that was the audio quality. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be what it is. But yeah, I was worried that it was just all that shit, like all the apps were gonna fuck themselves. But I think my funniest memory of that was on the way back down. I think there was like this stream that we had to cross that was like,
Yeah.
it was like just wide enough that you can't really comfortably jump it without like worrying that you might take a false step. And
Yeah.
I think everyone made it over, but I think Andrew ate shit on the way back down.
No. I will not be hit with the. I will not be hit with the
You had
unathletic
grass- you had
allegations
grass all
like
over
this.
your booty, bro.
Unathletic.
We
allegations.
decided to cross. It was on the way up that we had to cross it, and I decided to jump it then because I was like, "Fuck it, it might be funny." And I did wipe out.
Wait, didn't
But it
all of
was
us jump it?
I don't know if
pretty
everybody
sure.
jumped it or not.
Yeah, we all did.
But
jumped it.
I was the only one that got put on film, like, jumping.
Oh.
Hey,
I might have the
And then
video.
I ate it.
I'm gonna look for the video of it, and if that did happen, then it'll be right here.
I'm not saying you're unathletic. I just remember it was very funny.
Oh, no, yeah, no,
watching you
I ate shit.
tuck and roll, trying to jump over the stream. And with that,
So where are we
goodness.
putting this? I'm gonna put this S tier personally, just
Oh,
because
yeah,
no,
everything surrounding it was epic. The beef
Yeah,
trip,
no, I
us
loved
recording
that
an episode
entire
on Mountain-
experience.
Yeah,
that was
that's
epic.
S tier for me.
Chris Weston Chandler's Love Quest reading.
Love Queef.
So
this-
I'm going to
this-
put that
yeah.
at S tier only because the episode it is attached to is the very first episode
Yes.
we had the beef bell.
Exactly.
That is
yeah,
true.
That was our that, and also I still go back and I rewatch that. Like that, it's so funny to me. Just all of our characters and just like the crescendo of how it goes. That is also
crescendo?
S tier for me. The
To
crescendo.
Andrew's point, real quick, Andrew, I think we have put the sets as their own thing later.
Oh,
So, you, so
okay.
you can divorce that from the episode and just take this
Yeah.
as a
Okay.
segment. But I still think S tier, even though it got someone linked it to a Christian subreddit and everyone came and called us gay because they don't like it when you do that. But
I would say
it was very
Go ahead,
very
sorry.
fun.
Yeah.
I would personally say A because this episode has an asterisk next to it. Because the original thumbnail for that video is the funniest fucking thumbnail
Oh, you're
Kudos has
right.
ever fucking made.
You're right.
And we had to take it off for a particular reason, which is a very fair reason. But how could,
next
how could it
episode
be
ain't
S when it
thumbnail,
misses one of its most beautiful components?
Yeah.
Actually, wait, hang on. Why? Now I can't remember why.
It was
what
the
it was.
it was the original one was like it looked way too real of you being Christian.
Yeah.
Wait, is that not the thumbnail we currently have?
Yeah,
I swear
no, we put it
changed
back. Yeah, no, we put it
Oh,
back.
we put it back?
Yeah, we put
Yeah.
it back. I remember like a few months ago we were on a Discord call. We were talking about that specific instance, and we were just like, well, it's been long enough. We can just put it back, and then we did. And then now that's the current thumbnail.
Let me, if I can confirm this, then I'm S all day because that thumbnail is.
Yeah, no, I'm
funny.
looking at it right now. I am currently Chris Chan's face. You're in there, and then
You're
Kudos is
Megan.
looking at us. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, S tier
That
for
is
sure.
S.
Then
And that was that the first table read?
No, the
That
first
was.
table read was Anne Frank versus Goku.
And
I
Frank
was
trying to
versus
find-
Goku. I forgot.
yeah,
Yeah.
is that on? Is that here?
No, I was trying to find it. I couldn't find what episode that was on.
I have no idea on it. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I
at
know
all.
it was
Yeah.
one of the first like 8 episodes. I just couldn't remember where it was.
Shout
Speaking
out
of the
that
first
one.
8 episodes,
Oh,
Episode
yeah.
1.
Episode 1.
D.
Where
Was this Carl's Jr.? No, that's 2.
No, that's episode 2. Episode 1 was Papa
Mr.
John
Block
saying
You.
the N-word.
Oh, Mr. Block You.
Yeah,
That was a imposter
Mr. Block
from
You
Among Us.
rises.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the
being
Frog
cause of
doing
9/11.
9/11.
Yeah.
Imposter Among Us.
Where are we
we're
ranking
back.
episode 1?
Dude, and we're back should be on here. I missed
Well,
that
yeah,
we're
that-
back.
Yeah, I know.
I
I couldn't find
suggested
an
that.
instance of that.
Yeah, that's
honestly,
what-
I could have just added fucking like blank.
It's
screens
fine.
of
No,
text.
we're just reminiscing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We thinking, we stinking. Put episode
I mean-
1 S tier. It started. It started the whole shebang. We wouldn't be here
It did.
without it.
It did, but we've gotten a lot
But-
better since episode
We've
1.
gotten
Yeah.
a lot better at this.
Yeah. If it
It
was
is funny how
if it
good
was
they
Mr.
held
Block
up,
You
though.
oriented,
Oh right.
if it was Mr. Block You oriented, I would go S tier.
That kind of was my thinking, like just the memes that originated from episode 1, like Mr. Block You.
Yeah.
Like I
Mr.
would have
Block
put
You
Mr.
was
Block You.
involved.
Yeah, I would have put Mr. Block You without, if it wouldn't be redundant with episode 1.
Yeah.
Because episode 1 is basically the Mr. Block You episode.
Well, with that in
Yeah.
mind, let's
In that
let's say
capacity,
'cause
I would do S or A if it's Mr.
Yeah.
Block You.
I'll
Let's
say
see.
S for Mr. Block You.
Yeah. A for everything
Yeah.
else, but S for Mr. Block You.
I'll put S
Yeah, that
for Mr.
works.
Block You.
Okay, we can do
Mr.
S.
Block You is kind of an important figure in this little
Yeah.
podcast of ours.
Yeah.
This is gonna be real good when everyone just sees we put all our own stuff in S.
S, yeah.
Yeah, bitch, I
very
don't give a
good.
shit. Literally, the whole point of this is pretty much just to jack ourselves off and,
Yeah, we're
and like
jacking
reminisce on
ourselves
fun
This
times.
is
So
this is
fuck-
just a tool
fuck
to
you.
reminisce.
Yeah.
If you wanted an objective list, then I'm sorry.
Yeah. What's the
First
next one? I can't
Chipotle
read it.
story, road rage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
What
that's
is
the
Chipotle
first
stories are
Chipotle story.
iconic.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one did you mean by this?
The first Chipotle story. Basically, like, you could classify it as... So, okay, that text that's over that image is from the first Chipotle story. So we could either
That's
look
not like
at
the
it
gun
as,
one, right?
No, that's
Okay,
the,
yeah,
just
I was
the
just
road
making-
rage one.
yeah.
Where you saw the guy later. That could be either Chipotle stories as a whole or just
That's up
you
to you
introducing
guys.
the Chipotle.
I feel like
I'm too
as
close
a
to the
whole-
subject.
I would vote on as a whole. I think that's an
As
easier
a
thing
whole.
to kind
Let's
of
do as a whole.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a whole, S tier. That's one
As
of my
my
favorite
whole.
recurring gags. Like
Yeah, it
every
is
time
a
James
very
says he's going to
funny
Chipotle,
recurring
I
gag.
rub my hands in glee.
and Glitch is like,
Hoping
what?
something bad happens to him. Like,
What
yes,
horrible thing
content.
befell this man?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like an Eddie Burback video where I go to like the most cursed Chipotles all over America
The
and
worst reviewed Chipotle.
try and lure out the worst possible
Yeah.
scenarios.
That actually would be a good video idea. We should
Right?
do
Yeah,
that.
it would be fun.
Yeah.
It's only like predicate on the fact that James has weird experiences, and it would be really
Right.
funny if nothing ever happens. Like a
Yeah,
30
that's the
minute video.
worry. Yeah.
It's
He has
just
really good-
James going
yeah.
to Chipotle.
Can I really
Having
bottle
the
the
best time of
magic?
his
That's
life.
the question.
Yeah,
Or does it have to be?
exactly.
Was it-
Yeah.
Does it just this one specific Chipotle where things go down?
Yeah.
Well, all of them have been at
Florida.
one specific Chipotle near me. So
Oh.
Could
yeah,
you get a
Yeah.
job at that Chipotle for like
Oh.
1 month just to
Fuck
like
that.
undercover
Yeah.
film it?
dude,
That'd
every
be epic.
month working at Chipotle takes a year off your life. That shit is hectic. I hated
Yeah.
that job.
But would you do like method acting kind of like you have to you really like commit to the bit, like you go in for 1 whole month and make like the most pristine video out of it.
I'm
Yeah.
starring in Jumanji 3 with The Rock as a Chipotle employee, and they make me do my fucking method acting work in that.
That's a really funny idea. Someone method acting for a bit role, like
Yeah.
to be an extra.
like a no line extra.
Yeah.
Well, what is the Chipotle
S.
story?
S.
S for
Yeah.
shitting my pants in the
Chipotle.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yes.
First guest, Drumsy.
D for Drumsy.
D for Drumsy.
Just rank him real low.
S for Drumsy.
Yes,
He was
S for
he
Drumsy.
gave us his love, and he came
He
on our
did give
podcast.
us his love.
Shout out.
I love that
Drumsy.
man.
He's a
Yeah.
wonderful
He continues
guy.
to just be super, super supportive.
Yeah.
Not saying
really
other
nice
guests
guy
haven't
all
been
around.
by any means. They've also been like, but just
Yeah.
to, I don't know, to have someone reach out to like a small piddly little podcast
Yeah.
Yeah.
and from such like a place of power, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And
Nah.
like, just be super supportive and lovely and
I
everything.
was gonna
A
put all
legion.
the guests on here, but I figured it'd be weird to rank them all, so I just went
Yeah,
first
nah,
guest,
yeah.
first time we had a guest type of vibe. So
Yeah.
Drumsy's
But-
Drumsy's so cool that sometimes me and Andrew are just chilling in the voice chat in our private Discord, like the BeefBoys private Discord sometimes, and it'll be like 2 in the morning, and Drumsy will just pop in and chill
He'll
with
just
us
pop
for no
in.
reason.
Pop
Yeah.
in.
He'll just
Yeah,
chat
I'm
with
just
us
a
about like
fun
what he's
little
up
guy.
to.
Yeah.
I'll just check Discord and all of a sudden I'll just see fucking Drumsy in there and I'll be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
what up?
Shout
Yeah,
out
he
Drumsy.
just he
S
just
tier.
yeah.
Shout
S
out
tier.
the boy. S
Easy
tier
yes.
indeed.
Easy yes.
Plus
Yeah.
that our one YouTube short that we ever made for that episode is actually really funny, where like he shows up in a furry
In his
costume.
first-
In a first
That
suit, yeah.
that always gets me.
Yeah.
That was good.
The Big Baller Blunt 420
I still love that bit
dead
so
blunt.
much.
The
Yeah,
fact that we
shit was
we
epic.
forced Andrew to smoke it live was
Smoke
pretty
it.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he visibly got more fucked up as that episode went
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I did
Yeah.
like that.
I put
Well-
it a B.
B for Baller Blunt.
Beef.
Yeah,
that works.
The
B
B
for
Big
baller
Baller Blunt. Beard reveal. This is me
Oh,
when
shit.
I ruined my life.
And
When
he-
James
yeah,
when James flew too close to the sun.
and he had
Can
the
we
bag
even
and then the
include this as
baklava.
a because that was only the patrons have seen that.
Yeah,
Well-
but the last 2 layers were on a normal episode. And it was just funny
Yeah.
having James
The
come in with a
last
bag
2
over his
layers.
head, and then he takes it
That's
off.
true. That was
entire
really
episode.
funny.
And it was a balaclava, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
really
that's right.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B for beard.
B for beard. I feel
Yeah,
yeah. I
like
B
feel
for
like that's
balaclava.
The beef of balaclavas.
IRL beef when we all kiss each other on the lips, gay style.
That's also
Triple
yeah, no,
S tier.
That's also
That's
S
another
tier.
Yeah, that's a vibe.
Yeah. Easy.
I messaged you guys while I was drunk the other night, being like, man, because that first, I guess I met Dopix the night before, so it wasn't as exciting. But the excitement of like meeting you guys in Alaska, and then like because we had to like hop into your back seat because you were like picking us up from the airport, and there wasn't like time to get out, and then we like drove to Andrew's place, and we were like just talking shit the whole way and screaming dumb memes at people on the street, and then we like got out at Andrew's place, and we had big hugs and shit, and I was like, man, this is awesome. This is a vibe.
A highlight of my life.
Yeah, I remember setting up for that episode, just being chilling in the corner of the couch with the bread pillow. And just being like,
the
damn.
bread. Those couches are
life.
so comfortable.
We with the boys.
And then the end just being like, fuck this, let's get drunk, and we just could.
Yeah,
so
we just
cool.
got drunk the whole
That was
time.
epic.
Smashed.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Every night we got rinsed in somewhere or other.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the first night we got drunk, and a band that me and Doplex really like was in turmoil at the top. At the time. They were like fucking. One of the lead singers was involved in some shit that came out to like not fully be true and shit. And I remember I got really drunk, and we were all showing each other music we liked, and then I was like, I started crying, and I was like,
I remember that. I felt so bad.
We were all like, it's
playing this
okay,
album
buddy.
live because they're not a band anymore.
It was definitely one of those moments like with the boys, like, you know, it's just like when you're with your boys and like you're fucking drunk and you're in your feelings and shit.
Yeah.
It's just like those moments that like you just cherish.
We had a lot of
you know?
those. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really, like,
James like began and ended the trip with a moment like that.
That's true. Yeah,
The last
like,
one
fucking
ended with him
ocean.
in the Cook Inlet.
and DE underscore.
That was epic.
Yeah, that was epic. That whole
That
trip
was
was
epic.
epic. That whole trip
That
was
first
You gotta
night-
make the
that
damn
first night-
vlog.
Yeah, we
That
did.
first night we
I
absolutely
have
sideways
Courtney
there.
lining it up. Like I
Let's
have her
fucking
lining up
go.
all the footage for me.
Let's go.
It is going to come out.
Let's
I swear to
fucking
God.
go.
Let's piss my fucking pants. That's awesome.
Consider your pants pissed.
Speaking of,
Piss. 420 episode with Peach.
Yeah.
so speaking of moments I've laughed the hardest, Tomato Stories number 1, 420 episode with Peach with Andrew fucking uploading a Twitter post.
Dude,
Drive.
I am still bitter about that.
I go back and watch that
forgot about
sometime
that.
because like that was honestly.
I still hold.
I
a
think you
grudge.
cut out how much we laughed to that because I
did.
laughing for 10 times longer than what's in that.
Yeah, no, that
episode.
was yeah.
It's because we were all so blitzed. Obviously, it was the 420 episode, and then just that very small detail, like, it's so fucking funny.
Wait, can you explain it again? I can't even fucking remember, but I do remember it being funny.
Andrew was like, so Andrew and Dovix were drunk and you and me were high, and fucking Andrew really wanted us to show us a picture, a funny clip he'd seen on
video.
Twitter.
Yeah.
But for some reason he couldn't just like link the Twitter post, so he downloaded it with the Twitter to MP4 downloaded, then uploaded it to Google Drive, then shared the video with us, and he was he was drunk trying to corral like us fucking brain dead idiots. And like just as he's about to start playing it, I point out, I said, "Why is this on your Google Drive?" And that just like
Yeah.
that one hit
just
like
made us
max
erupt.
critical hit
Yeah.
damage on.
Yeah, no, it
And then every time he
completely
tried to-
nuked.
Yeah, every time he tried to do it, me and Doplex just kept interrupting him saying, "Why the fuck is this on your Google
Yeah, and I
Drive?"
think it was just all three of us just kept like dogpiling on him. And then throughout the
That's
whole
epic.
episode, it was just we just kept bringing it up over and over
Yeah.
again. Like, why is this on your? Why was that on your Google
And then,
Drive?
and then Andrew and Pete, obviously Peach doesn't care, and Peach is our homie. But Andrew was like,
Yeah.
"You're my favorite e-whore," and I remember being like, "Oh god damn, bro, chill."
Favorite.
No,
I
she
forgot
says that all the time.
I know, but it was just I think that was it was I didn't talk to her as much as you, I guess, and you just hit her with whore, and I was like, "Oh my god."
It was funny too because I remember talking to Andrew afterwards. You thought we were making fun of you, like we were doing a pedophile joke, like, "Oh, why?" Because it was like a video of like a little kid getting like hit with
Yeah,
a soccer
like
ball.
I was
So you
drunk enough
thought-
that I was like, "Are they hitting me with the pedo allegations?" Like, what?
No,
I
we
just
were
wanted
we
to
were
show
so
my
cooked.
boy
We just thought it
something
was
funny.
funny that you had it like you were for some
Instead
reason
of like
using
sharing
Google
it from
Drive.
the link. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I
It's
need
on
to
it.
download this and re-upload this
Yeah.
for the boys. That was just
Yeah.
that concept was so funny.
Like all the extra steps you took to share that video.
Yeah,
And
so
with that
I
said-
think that is the hardest
S
I've ever
tier.
laughed on beef. I think.
Yeah, I think that's
Is
an
that
S tier.
that
Plus, Peach
specific
is like
one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
well,
too, actually,
Peach is just one of like the fan favorite guests we've had.
Yeah.
Like people always
Peach is
ask
the
when she's
homie.
coming back on.
Yeah. Well, also too, if you look at that image, she had a shirt custom made.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's true.
what
The
that
best
image
Beach
is.
Boy.
Yeah. So that was a really epic moment.
She is a
showed up in
fucking
that.
epic queen.
Epic
Number
Queen,
one.
number 15.
Cameo
I will say-
episode with Sarah.
There's while we're reminiscing, there's one thing on here that didn't make it, but is probably my personal favorite moment in the history of beef, and it's the Michael J. Fox meme from
Oh my god! How can I
My
forget
Immortal.
about that?
Me and
that is
Doplex
one of
looking
my
at each
favorite
other
ones
while
to
everyone's
do.
trying to do the fucking. Everyone's just trying to. We're like 3 hours deep into the recording, and
Yeah.
I go like this,
God, that's
and
a
then Andrew goes. Oh, my headphones fell off. But the Michael J. Fox and then Doplex laughing I couldn't stop fucking laughing. I was legit.
Yeah.
You could see even in our shitty fucking crunchy
Tears
ass
going
fucking.
down your face.
I'm
You can see
fully
the tear
fucking
rolling down.
crying during that.
Yeah.
That was one of the most like sad / frustrating moments because I missed like the split second like when it happened.
That's
Like
right,
I either
Yeah.
misheard or I think it was my line, so I was trying to read. There was some reason
I think
why
we were
like
going for so long that you were like really burnt out on the recording that night because you had something to do and like it was during the summer for you and it was just like you were just like all right, let's bang through this and me and
it was
Doplex
during-
could not.
Yeah.
fucking-
It was
during
wasn't
My
it was
Immortal,
that a
too.
bit, but it was literally just I did not hear what you guys were saying or I didn't see like what was happening. Like I was just
Yeah.
I was unfocused, and you start laughing about something and like once that gag is started, you can't like
latch on.
explain the gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
like
it's
already
kind
the,
of
the
just
moment has passed.
That's
So I was
true.
maybe
Yeah,
sitting there being like,
rolling
"Fuck, I want to laugh too. This looks fun."
What are they laughing about?
Yeah.
that shit took me to another
But it
dimension.
did look very funny for you too.
Yeah. Well, we can include that in My Immortal, which is the next one.
That's
Because
true.
that
That's
was
true.
part of My Immortal.
That wasn't the next one. The next one is Sarah cameo up with Sarah
right.
Doplex.
Yeah, where we
Those
put in
cameos were
cameo.
so fucking funny.
Those
Yeah, those
cameos,
cameos
were pretty
were-
funny.
And those cameos were the preface to my cameo for Doplex's birthday, and hopefully
That's true.
we continue that tradition with more surprise cameos. So
That's
it was.
true.
I feel like in the life of beef, it will probably be an important jumping off point. Plus, Sarah
It was one of the
is
best.
epic.
Yeah, Sarah being that was fucking awesome, and it was just like such a great surprise, like coming in and Dopix being like, "I got something for you boys." It was like,
Yeah.
"Well, hold on."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
the
an
turmoil
S.
that I had to go through just to get all these cameos, like with these, because I had like a sheet of things I wanted these people to say, and to find the right people who would actually say them was very hard. And I'm glad that I got them all in time.
paid off,
and
yeah.
that episode was epic.
The next
Hell yeah.
one is My Immortal,
I mean, come on.
which to
That's-
me like almost defines us.
I agree.
Yeah, we didn't even have to fucking.
My
don't even put
Immortal
it on
is
the
like
list.
genuinely. I have such fond memories of that shit.
Yeah, My Immortal is like My Immortal is something I will look back on for the rest of my life.
Same.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
that
that
was
whole
so much
month
fun.
was just such a that whole like end of that year leading up into like us giving Andrew the VR present and at the end of the
Yeah.
like that whole last 3 months of season 2 or season 1 of Beef is like
That shit was epic.
that shit
That
like
was so
lives in my
fun.
mind as like a cozy
Yeah.
little fireplace.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's peak beef for me.
Yeah. S
S tier.
tier. S plus tier if we
S
had it, but
tier.
we don't.
Yeah.
The next one is a deep fried image of kudos with no text on it.
I think that's Garfield, isn't
No,
it?
Yeah,
don't
that's-
even explain this one. Just off that alone, where we putting this?
It's Garfield. It's the fucking Mass Effect crossover.
Fucking
with
D.
Garfield.
Get that shit out of here.
yeah. Fuck that shit.
I actually enjoyed that table read. It was, short-lived. We never
It
got
was
to finish
fun
it.
for the first one, but it was like
Yeah,
it was
the story
nothing.
itself was kind of mid, but I feel like the way we presented it was pretty epic. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you
think
can say
that-
that about anything. To
what
be
you
fair.
may. That's true.
I think Garfield was a fun one-off, but we went at it like it was going to be the next My Immortal, and it just did
That's
not have
true.
the
Yeah.
guts.
Well, if
for
we
it.
went at it like here's a funny one-off, it probably would have been higher on
Yeah.
my brain. But it, yeah, definitely was like, yeah, we're gonna film like the whole thing in Alaska. And then
Yeah,
we're,
well,
like-
actually, I was gonna say I should probably preface why we never finished that. For those of you who did watch that, we
think
we've
planned
said it
on
before,
we
haven't we?
planned on
Daily about
doing
when we-
an entire live action table read while we were all in Alaska, and we were going to reenact the entirety of that fanfic. So we did episode 1, and then I don't think we uploaded it. We uploaded it while we were in Alaska. And I remember we were like, oh, we could just toss it and then just do the whole thing live action. And then we just never did it.
Yeah.
So we uploaded it as a one-off.
I think we never
thing.
did it, because we just kind of like, there's just so much going on in Alaska and we're just hanging out and shit. And then B, like, was when she like looked into the fucking script, it's just the same.
It was the same. That was the problem. It was the same thing over and over.
It was just Garfield goes to planet, he fucks all the girls, he kills everyone, he's a badass.
He one hits everyone and fucks everybody.
Joke
rinse, repeat.
Times 100. Like, at least My Immortal had some like weird shit going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you never knew what was happening next.
My Immortal had some character and shit. And like, that also was just like, you could tell it was like this 9-year-old kid that just like thought like, it just get not that it just gave me weird vibes of like, okay, every fucking girl in the universe has to be fucking just like a fuck toy with no brain. Like, I kept reading it, I was just like, come on, bro. Like,
that's
this
true.
sucks.
D tier.
D tier. But now we got Big Jarvis, the fucking Prescott.
Big Chunky, the
Big Chungus, the Wumbus Dumbus.
Yeah.
The BeefBoys
Boys.
One of my the BeefBoys saga is one of my favorites. Just like the fact that we had a brief like war
feud
with a much inferior podcast that now no longer exists. Like that we didn't wipe them off the face of the earth. They did through some weird internal turmoil we haven't quite discerned yet. But that was the funniest shit because I remember I was back in New Zealand when we first found these guys and like or no, that's right because Dopix like accidentally started a fight with them by like commenting a joke cease and desist comment, and then they dedicate like a whole part of their episode to us like ripping us out, specifically only going after me and James for some reason.
Dude, they ended my life.
They just went in on you and me specifically for some reason, and then like
the definition of a beta male.
The definition of a beta male. He tucks his shirt into his basketball shorts.
Basketball shorts.
Yeah, exactly. And they said my neck was really long.
Like, kudos, this neck is many kudos.
They said my neck was really long because of my latest video at the time. I'd animated my neck to be really long as a joke, and they must have thought it was real.
You didn't understand special effects.
Fucking.
But anyway, they were like. Once we explained it, they were like nice enough and like whatever. But it was just funny that I still check on their account like pretty regularly just to see what's happening. But it's pretty much all gone now. I don't know if there's any proof of them ever existing. But the saga was funny.
Has some of their I have some of their videos too. I think Doplex has some of their actual YouTube videos. I have some of their TikToks, which were abysmal.
Yeah. Oh, all their TikToks are still up. That is one of the few things that are still up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, all them are up. But their podcast doesn't exist anywhere, I don't think. Even on like, because they used to be on these weird, shitty podcast websites like Podbean or whatever. You know, these. Fuck, they're all dime a dozen. But every time I've tried to listen to one on there, it just does not work. Like it says the episode's there, and it looks like it should play, but it just doesn't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to the fucking boys.
Where we put Beefy Boys?
I'd say A or S, but probably
I'd say A or B.
Yeah, I'm definitely A or B.
B for Beefy Boys.
Sonic High School.
I love Sonic High School. I thought that was a very good sequel to My Immortal in a lot of ways for us. But the thing is My Immortal to me is like cozy vibes. You know, like I could watch that and feel cozy.
Yeah.
Sonic High School is like something you want to watch like when you're, you know, just, I don't know, like fucking chilling. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're drunk. Like, those are like two completely opposite sides
very
of
different
the
fields.
viewable spectrum.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like Sonic High School's like the official like the compilation of it all that you made, like to me it works so good as that, and it works so good in the episodes too, but My Immortal My Immortal I feel like really worked well as an end cap to episodes, like and we were like excited every time to record it because it just had that vibe of like it just like it was just cozy and like
what happened next.
The narrative was like actually really interesting and funny. Like it wasn't just a shit post. Yeah, like
that's true.
So I don't know if it's on the same scale, but I wouldn't be opposed to putting it in S.
Yeah, I'm definitely in between S and A for Sonic.
I'm kind of
we'll put it in
between
A
S.
just for now, I reckon.
Yeah,
we'll put it in A just for now.
Yeah, do it high A.
Yeah,
strong A.
Strong A.
Strong A.
This is
Mick.
Rice Pirate.
This is season 2 intro with Mick, which was like kind of the start of our I guess, our arc of having stories to the
Yeah.
the thing. That whole intro we did with the fucking the car like Half-Life ragdolling
I
around
love
the
that.
screen and like then us driving away. And oh no, that was season 1 intro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was season 1 intro, but then season 2 intro we had the whole plane crash scene.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Which is really so
Yeah.
well made, really fucking fun. Like planning all that. What did you say, James, over the intercom? Hello, this is your captain speaking. I have AIDS. This is your captain speaking. I got AIDS.
It still makes me laugh.
That was a funny fuck. And
we
yeah,
all
the whole
love
set-
Mick, and we've all been fans of Mick
Yeah.
for a long time, so it was pretty
Yeah.
cool to.
Yeah, get a chat with them. He had some good yarns.
Yeah, that was like a
so-
3-hour episode, or
Yeah.
at least a
Shout
3-hour
out, Mick.
But like
recording.
But I didn't feel like it felt like an hour long. It just the time
Yeah.
flew by.
Yeah.
It was so fun. So
S.
S.
Yes.
For sex.
For sex pirate.
What is what is this one? Just the
So these are our 2 sets. I didn't include the newest one since we're going retroactively, and obviously we just got here. So you have the island and the just normal vanilla
desert.
default skin.
The
Taco
desert.
Bell.
Yeah.
The
The Taco Bell,
Taco Bell
that
in the middle
you
of the
actually
desert.
visited on holiday, Dubfix. When you were describing that one you saw in
Yeah.
Mexico, whatever, that pristine one that was run by one autistic man. I was thinking, I pictured our original set because you made it
Yeah.
sound like it was at just some like gas station in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico.
Yeah, it pretty much was. It was just inside of a gas station. Like the Taco Bell was literally the size of a kiosk. It was so tiny. It wasn't like a full building like that, but it was very much that same energy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Side of the road nothingness.
salami.
So where are we ranking our two sets?
Sorry, my mom bought me
Salami.
salami today.
Salami.
Salami.
Where's
Where's salami going on the tier test?
After this, I'm
We're ranking
excited.
Salami.
You're just saying it out loud to remind yourself.
Yeah, I just couldn't hold it in.
Just getting
fucking-
hyped.
I mean, I don't know. I like them both for the first one. Also for the same, like it gives me my Immortal cozy vibes. Like the first Taco
Yeah.
Bell set just
Yeah.
like hits me in the deepest recesses of my child brain, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
epic. But
Yeah.
aesthetically, I love the. To me,
Season
aesthetically, the season 2 like shipwreck set is like
It's so good.
s-
It was so-
love it.
a head above the
Yeah.
original. Not that the
I
original
felt like it was
isn't
almost
epic.
cozier. Maybe just the lighting. It was just like it was a bit darker, but it just felt
Yeah.
more like a bit more cozy, I guess. Like
Yeah.
they're both cozy in different ways. So I've always loved like tropical islands since I was a kid. Just the
Yeah.
idea of like relaxing on a tropical island seemed really nice. So
Yeah.
the idea of just having a rogue Taco Bell
Yeah.
in the middle
we
of
could
nowhere.
drop
that you
them
can-
both in S tier and then just put whichever one.
Oh
we like
yeah,
more
easily.
above it.
They're both
Yeah.
S tier for sure. Like their first like reveal of the set. And like the step up from just being 4 big guys,
On the
sitting in
panel.
a fucking
Full panel.
bedrooms with Andrew's soup tube going into his ass.
I think
those-
for that
those
reason
are game
I
changers.
would put the season 1 one above it, because it was kind of just a surprise that Sabrina decided to do, and it has altered. I think we had mentioned it like that we wanted to eventually do that because we've all worked with green screens for so long, but like
Yeah.
but that was just in passing, and then she surprised it with us, and I feel like it definitely changed the trajectory of
Oh,
of the
100%.
podcast.
Yeah.
like
I'd say
fully.
that definitely.
So I would
Yeah.
say in that for that reason, the season 1 is a little bit, just a
I
tiny
agree.
bit more important to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll agree
season
with
But I
one,
don't care
Season
either way.
2. No, let's
Put them
drop
both
them
in S, but put them in that order.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Bam.
No.
There it is.
No.
The definitive Beef Boys tier list made by us.
Made by us.
Which means it's irrefutable. Thank
yeah,
you.
This is definitive.
Thank
you
you,
can't
come
argue
again.
this. But if you have your own thoughts on this, then the link is in the description. Go ahead, do your own thing.
Oh, I wanted
Yeah.
to make a
Post-
funny joke where I named it something and you guys got to watch, but it just
Oh,
never
Just
mind.
downloaded it.
I wanted to name it something else too.
trash.png.
I was gonna name it Child.
Incredible! Nobody can catch you. You're the real Rage Racer.
See you, Space BeefBoys.